The first point of taqwa is to have this yaqeen that Allah is watching me. Allah dekh raha hai. That is the very first point. So throughout Ramadan al-Mubarak, that is what we will work on. Allah dekh raha hai. When I said awareness of Allah Jalla wa Ala, this consciousness, this state of mind, this state of our heart, when we know that Allah is watching me, Allah can see me, Allah knows about the state I am in, that is the first point. So take note, brothers. What is the first point in taqwa? Allah is watching me. Allah is observing my state. And this is, when we will go through the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, we will understand the importance of this point. Point number 2. Before Ramadan, and even during Ramadan, those to whom the message is conveyed during Ramadan, it is important that we stay away from bad company. Stay away from bad company. All your contacts, all your friends who motivate you to sin, you have to distance yourself from them. You're fooling yourself if you think that you can remain in contact with them, meet them and be with them and still make tawbah. It's impossible. You're lying to yourself. And bad company is not only people, it is the internet, it is TV, it is watching haram, all your phones, all these gadgets that you use. Delete all these apps on your phone. Anything that is just entertainment and it is for dunya, get rid of that. If you seriously want salvation in the month of Ramadan, because that is bad company that will destroy you. Ramadan is not about entertainment, brothers and sisters in Islam. It is not about entertainment. It is perfect 30 days that we want. Perfect 30 days. Such a training that can remain with us till next Ramadan al-Mubarak. And for that it's important that we make niyyah, that we refrain from bad company. We are obsessed with these things. This is a disease in the ummah. A disease in the ummah. It's destroying our children. It's destroying our families. Everyone's about iPhone 5, iPhone 6, phones, cars. Our children are just about dunya, this materialistic dunya. It is important that we inject this belief in their hearts. Every child needs to know, whatever is written, I will attain that. We are obsessed with these things in dunya. The goal is dunya, paisa, daulat, I will make that. You will not make anything more than that which is written for you. Remember that. If you're a Muslim, then you have to have a yaqeen in this. That is what we will work on in the month of Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan. Yaqeen that Allah Jalla wa Ala has predestined our wealth for us. It is all written for us. Nothing can increase that. Nothing can take away a penny. Remember that. We do not have to go and contact people for dunya, for rabta with people. That if the entire world starts supporting you, they will not be able to add a penny more than what is predestined for you. And if the entire world was to become your enemy, they will not be able to deprive you from a penny for what was predestined for you. Why knock on the doors of dunya? Why beg people of dunya? It's written for you. It's written for you. Whatever is written, you will get that. So why worry about these things? I want this car, I want that car, I want this property, I want this house, I want this. Why? This fikr. We will take that out of our minds and our hearts. So point number 2 is to refrain from bad company. To refrain, to tell your friends, look, this is the month of Ramadan. This is the month of Ramadan. In this I need to make tawbah. I need to train myself. And when I go through the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, especially those who disrespect their parents, those who break ties with their family members in the month of Ramadan, those who drink wine in the month of Ramadan, the azab, then the lana and the kind of curse that falls upon that person. I will go through the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and especially the most important thing is the first thing that I just mentioned about breaking ties with family members. I will cover that. Point number 3. So point number 1, Allah dekh raha hai. Allah is watching. Allah can see. He is observing my state. Point number 1 in taqwa. Point number 2 in taqwa, refrain from bad company and search for good company. Away from bad company and look for good company. Point number 3, constantly worry about the acceptance of your soul. Constantly remind yourself, is it accepted or not? Is it accepted or not? And making dua and begging Allah, oh Allah, please accept it. Oh Allah, it will be accepted with your fadl, not with my effort. Not with my effort, not with my amal. It is with your fadl and your karam that the roza will be accepted. To Constantly remind yourself of that. These are the 3 points of taqwa. And we will continue inshallah after salah with training, glorification and gratitude. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد مع فيلم الله صلاة دائمة بدوام ملك الله صلى الله على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم وصلى عليه. So we were talking about the goals of Ramadan, and we said that Allah Jalla wa'ala mentions that the ultimate goal of Ramadan is to attain taqwa, of fasting is to attain taqwa. And in taqwa there are 3 points. And then I mentioned وَلِتُكْمِلُ الْعِدَّةَ, and I said that there is a zahiri meaning to that and there is a batini meaning to that. To attain complete perfection, perfect 30 days in the month of Ramadan, and to attain complete training, to train ourselves and prepare ourselves for the remaining 11 months. That is وَلِتُكْمِلُ الْعِدَّةَ, one of the batini meanings of وَلِتُكْمِلُ الْعِدَّةَ, to attain kamal, to complete these 30 days with kamal, with perfection. And then after that, وَلِتُكَبِّرُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, and to glorify Allah Jalla wa'ala. That has 3 points. And then وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, and to thank Allah Jalla wa'ala. So taqwa, we mentioned the first point of taqwa is to attain this consciousness, this awareness that Allah Jalla wa'ala is watching me, Allah Jalla wa'ala can see me. And the second point in that is to refrain from bad company and to befriend good people, pious people, people of deen, people of Allah Jalla wa'ala. And the third point is to have this yaqeen that my efforts, if I'm blessed with something, it is not because of my efforts, it is with the fadl of Allah Jalla wa'ala. So throughout Ramadan, if all day is spent with tazkiyah, if all day is spent with self-purification, if all day you did not look at haram, you did not listen to haram, you did not say anything haram, and you attain full control over your desires, then do not boast about it. Do not say it's me, I did this, I achieved this, I read this much nawafil, I did Al-Quran Al-Kareem, I did Hifz Al-Quran. No, it's all with the fadl of Allah Jalla wa'ala. And to constantly think about this state, that what if this is rejected, what if it is not accepted? If it is accepted, it will be accepted with the fadl of Allah, not with my efforts. Constantly remind ourselves of that. That was point number 3. And to attain kamal, to attain perfection in the 30 days of Ramadan al-Mubarak. And how do you do that? The first point of that is, which is the 4th point, the first in this and the 4th point, because the وَلِتُكْمِلُ الْعِدَّةَ is the second. So each one divides into 3. Each point has 3 and therefore, and the second one, the first one of the second one is the 4th point. So the 4th point in Ramadan and the first of training is tazkiyah. That is our training, and that is what Kanzul Huda is constantly teaching us. Self-purification, how to purify our heart, how to purify our mind, how to purify our ruh, how to attain complete purification. That is tazkiyah, and we will go through the methods of tazkiyah and how to attain control over your nafs. Over your nafs. There are 2 enemies, 2 major enemies that we have. The ulama, they differ in that who is the greater enemy. Is it Satan or is it nafs? Is Satan a greater enemy or nafs a greater enemy? So some ulama say that nafs is a greater enemy than Satan. And they say it is because when Satan was corrupted, he didn't have another Satan to corrupt Satan. Who corrupted Satan? It was his own nafs. It was the nafs of Satan. So the ulama say the nafs itself, because the nafs is a spook, the nafs is a jasoos, he's a spy, he's a representative of Satan. So, you know, if a chori happens in Pakistan and all the elders, they get together and they sit together and they say that chori happened, now how do we find the chor? The elderly people, they look for a koji, they look for some detective, and what is the common thing that agreement that they have is that. So in order for such a chori to take place, there's always someone from within the house. There's a mukhbir, there's a jasoos, there's a spy from within the family. So that spy is our nafs, who gives information to Satan. This is the time now. Now his iman is weak. Now come and attack him. Now make him commit sinful acts. So this is why some ulama, they say that Satan is a great enemy, but this enemy who is greater than Satan is your nafs. And Ramadan is the month to control your nafs, because Satan is locked up anyway. Satan is locked up, so we control our nafs, and that is also a part of taqwa. That's point number 4. Point number 5 is to attain perfection in your ibadat, in your prayer, in your recitation of Quran, in concentrating in your salah, and to attain such perfection in your ibadat that you fall in love with the prayer. And for that, our 6 points are necessary for us to remember and to implement. And also in Taraweeh, what is the maqsad of Taraweeh? What is it that we should be thinking about during Taraweeh? During Taraweeh, remember the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min zambihi." Whoever fasts with iman and ihtisab, all the sins of the past are forgiven. There's another hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, "Man qama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min zambihi." Whoever remains standing, whoever does qiyamul layl, whoever offers Taraweeh, or other than Taraweeh recites Quran and does qiyamul layl in the month of Ramadan with iman and ihtisab, all his sins will be forgiven. All the sins of the past will be forgiven. In Taraweeh, what should we be thinking about? Remember, Taraweeh reminds us of Yawmul Mahshar, standing in front of Allah Jalla wa Ala on the day of Mahshar. When you get tired during Taraweeh, when the Imam Sahab is taking too long and you think that he's a slow reciter and he's taking too long, and sometimes people start complaining about it. The entire maqsad of Taraweeh is to enjoy Taraweeh, to enjoy the words of the Quran, to enjoy the kalam of Allah Jalla wa Ala, and to enjoy it with the feeling, with the thought, with this spectacle in your heart that you're thinking about Yawmul Mahshar, the day of judgment, that we are in the court of Allah Jalla wa Ala, and we're all standing, all makhluk is standing in front of Allah Jalla wa Ala, waiting on the day of Mahshar, Yawmul Mahshar. So that is what we should be thinking about. And that is, during that someone is reciting Al-Quran Al-Kareem. And then some ulama of tasawwuf, they say you should think that when a person on the day of, every person will have an individual rabta with Allah Jalla wa Ala. Because the makhluk on the day of judgment, on Yawmul Mahshar, will be calling upon Allah. Oh Allah, help us. Oh Allah, when will the judgment begin? Oh Allah, when the accountability will begin? They will keep saying that to Allah Jalla. Everyone individually will be having a conversation with Allah Jalla wa Ala. So the ulama say, when in Taraweeh, you imagine Yawmul Mahshar and the Imam, when he's reciting the Quran, consider the recitation of the Quran as a secret conversation between you and Allah Jalla wa Ala. And enjoy the words of Allah Jalla wa Ala as if you're communicating with Allah Jalla wa Ala. So you imagine Yawmul Mahshar. We'll cover this in more detail inshallah. So point number 5 is to attain perfection in ibadah. So that is point number 5. Point number 6 is a very important point. This is the training. Training is tazkiyah, training is ibadat, to fall in love with the ibadah. And point number 3 in training, remember the training I said when you're boxing? Do you remember the example? Have you forgotten the example? Without an opponent, it's a lot easier. And with an opponent, it's difficult. So the 11 months, it is with an opponent. And within this 1 month, you're just punching or punching back. It's a lot easier. And if you can be successful and if you can last for the 12 rounds without an opponent, then you have attained training. You have trained yourself. Because when Satan comes out, then you've got some chance. And then after that, then you get tired, because then you start all over again the next Ramadan. Remember that. Because when you are controlling your desires, then your heart is stronger than your desires. Your heart is stronger than your nafs. So in 1 month's training, your heart becomes a lot stronger than your nafs. But then after 11 months, then once again the nafs becomes stronger, and then there's another Ramadan. So this is why we keep refreshing our training. We keep training every year. So this training never ends. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly says, taqwa. Why? Every year we have to work on this taqwa. We have to keep striving. And for tazkiyah, this is the best time for tazkiyah. Imam Ghazali rahimahullah, he says that fasting is all about tazkiyah. Ramadan is all about tazkiyah. Number 6, ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है मेरे नज़दीक रमज़ान मुबारक में, सिला रहमी, दुश्मनियाँ ख़त्म करना. And this should be our target in the month of Ramadan, to go to your enemies and to seek forgiveness. If you want to attain salvation, and this mainly is with your relatives. If you break ties with your families, and this is something I will give you a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, clear hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on this subject. And this is something very important for all of us. If you want salvation in the month of Ramadan, and if you want to receive the mercy of Allah Jalla wa Ala, the rahmah of Allah Jalla wa Ala, then you have to go back to your friends, your relatives who have become your enemies. Even if you have to seek forgiveness, go and knock on the doors and seek forgiveness. Those who break ties with family members, with the relatives, it's important that they go to them and ask for forgiveness. This is a khas amal for the month of Ramadan. This is point number 6, and in this second juz of training, it's point number 3. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned all the ni'mas of Ramadan, all the barakahs of Ramadan, and how Allah Jalla wa Ala's mercy descends in dunya. And then the Prophet ﷺ mentions how Jannah is decorated. The Prophet ﷺ talks about the hoods of Jannah. And then the Prophet ﷺ mentions how the angels of Allah Jalla wa Ala, they descend, and how everyone is forgiven in the month of Ramadan. After praising the beauty of Jannah, after praising the angels, after talking about the angels and the rahmah of Allah Jalla wa Ala, and how a abd, how a servant of Allah Jalla wa Ala benefits, and how no one is deprived in the month of Ramadan, after mentioning all of them, then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, all are forgiven. All are forgiven, but 4. All are forgiven, but 4 people. And who are the 4 people? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, one who is addicted to wine. The first one who drinks sharab. The one who drinks sharab, one who drinks khamr, one who is addicted to wine is someone who will not be forgiven. So this is important. If someone is addicted to wine, make tawbah in the month of Ramadan. Make tawbah in the month of Ramadan. Ask for Allah's forgiveness in this blessed month of Ramadan. Ramadan, ya Habib. Sallallahu ala Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim wa salli alayhi. Muhtaram ahibba, आज का खुसूसी विर्द आप नोट कर लीजिए. ये खास विर्द बीनाई के लिए है. अगर आपकी नज़र कमज़ोर है तो अपनी आई साइट को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए आप इस विर्द को पढ़ेंगे तो इंशाअल्लाह ताला अल्लाह जल्ला वाला आपको बरक़ात अता फरमाएगा. हर रोज़ फ़र्ज़ सलाह के बाद, हर फ़र्ज़ नमाज के बाद ये विर्द आपने 3 मरतबा पढ़ना है. ये कुरानी वजीफ़ा है. इंशाअल्लाह ताला आप इसको नोट कर लीजिए. फ़कशफ़ना अन्का ग़िताअक फ़बसरुका अल-यौम हदीद. फ़कशफ़ना अन्का ग़िताअक फ़बसरुका अल-यौम हदीद. फ़कशफ़ना अन्का ग़िताअक फ़बसरुका अल-यौम हदीद. इसको 3 मरतबा आपने हर फ़र्ज़ नमाज के बाद पढ़ना है. पढ़ने के बाद आप अपने हाथ पर दम करें, और हाथ पर दम करने के बाद अपने हाथ को अपनी आँखों पर मल लें. तो इसकी बरकत से इंशाअल्लाह ताला आपकी नज़र की कमज़ोरी दूर हो जाएगी. Brothers and sisters in Islam, today's special wazifa, khas will today inshallah, if you take note, that is to improve and maintain your eyesight. It is for improving and maintaining your eyesight. This is a wazifa, a special litany, and it is taken from Al-Quran Al-Kareem. If you recite this Quranic verse, فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. You recite this thrice, 3 times after every salah. After every salah you recite this, and you send blessings upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam before and after it, and then you do dam, you blow upon your hands, and then you place your hands on your eyes. Inshallah ta'ala, with the blessings of this, your eyesight will improve. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.